and welcome to episode 6 of Yarn Hellions. We're so glad you could make it and join us today. I'm Sarah. I'm a yarn dyer in Cleveland, and my company is Superfine Yarn. And this is Christine Parker.
Hi.
And she is a knitwear designer and also designer of lots of things. So we decided to team up and share all of our things we're working on with you. And how have you been, Christine?
Pretty terrible, actually.
No.
We were talking about this a little before we started filming, but I have had migraines, like really bad headaches the last, couple of weeks. I don't know. There's something wrong with one of the medications that I'm taking. The pharmacy sent me a different brand that I'm used to, and it's messing with me. So I'm all right now. I've had lots of coffee. So I'm caffeinated. All my veins are nicely dilated or whatever. So yeah. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. How are you, Yarn Hellions? We haven't seen you in 2 weeks. You can't respond. That's okay. You could leave a comment or jump on Instagram and talk to us at Yarn Hellions. That's our screen name. So we were going to try this thing because we saw on our friends Needles at the Ready and our other friends Smells Like Yarn podcast, who both shouted us out in their most recent episodes. Thank you, you guys. That's so awesome. We're so honored. Ross from Smells Like Yarn said he binge watched all 5 of our episodes, which I can't believe we're binge worthy. So that was really sweet.
It was so nice.
But we noticed, we're like, oh, they both seem to talk about their personal lives a little bit before they get started. So we're like, we could do that. Let's try that. So we're gonna chat with you a little bit about what's been going on. And it's really boring. You can skip ahead. And but I want to know what Sarah's been up to. So tell me, Sarah, what
I am going to share. I can cook, but I don't really enjoy it. And if I get on a roll, I'm good. And I found this awesome recipe, and then I just made meals for the week out of it. So I just want to share. Oh, we'll put the link below, but it's an overnight pork roast, and you just put it in the oven on 200 and leave it all night. And in the morning you have a magical shredded pork. So it's a Food 52 recipe, and it's just it gets nice and kind of crusty on the outside. You have to make sure it gets above I think to have it shred really nice, it has to be above 195 when you take it out. So I think I put it in at 10 o'clock at night. You sear it at I think it's 475 for 15 minutes to get a crust on it. And then you turn it to 200, leave it all night. And I think by the next morning, 9, 10, it was done. And then you shred it up. And then I just did bowls all week. I just chopped up some veggies and did some rice, and you just shred up a little bit, and it was amazing.
Oh my God, that sounds good. And that sounds easy. It's like the crock pot or the slow cooker, but just in your oven.
Just in the oven. Yeah, it's the same thing. So super easy. And then it's not for a big hunk of meat. It's 4 pounds. It's $16. So it's not you think oh, it's going to be $40. But so that was really great. So that's my.
And meals for the whole week. That's such a relief. I hate cooking.
It's just, yeah. So when I find something that's that's easy and tastes good. And, and so I've made that probably 4 times. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Devin's been doing all of our cooking, because especially lately, because I'm I can't think about food when my face feels like it's going to peel off.
No.
Yeah, he's been cooking. He's been making this lasagna casserole type thing. So he'll saute some veggies, either eggplant or some onions and zucchini, and then he'll mix it with ricotta cheese and some ground beef and we use I'm gluten-free, so we use noodles that are made out of lentil flour. Those are my favorite, like gluten-free noodles that I feel like they have the best texture. And a bunch of cheese, and then you bake it, and then we'll eat that for like, 3 or 4 days because it's just so good. It's easy to just pull out and warm it up. I think he's gonna make that tonight, actually. I'm excited. Bless him for cooking. You got there's a cat, sorry. You got the New York Times recipe app. Is that where you found that pork roast?
It's not where I found that one, but the New York Times recipe app is really good. So I will go through there and pull out some ones, but I've made some really good ones from there too.
Do you have to have a subscription? Get out of here. Do you have to have a subscription to the New York Times because like to get their recipe app? Because I know you can't get their crossword app
unless you have the full.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because I do, but I would think it would be a separate thing. But yeah, I mean, it seems, like an extra thing, but it just, especially when I was home more, I wasn't cooking as much, and it just was worth it to me to try and yeah. So you can kind of keep track of what you can obviously tab all the things you want to cook and then review the things you have tried. And
that's nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll look at it. My favorite kind of recipes are like, my favorite recipes are like where you dump everything in a bowl and stir it and then cook it. Like, and then use one bowl and one spoon and that's it. I always thought it would be really fun to write a cookbook with all my dump and stir recipes. Yeah, we're like, let's talk about our news and what we've been up to. But like, I don't think I've left my house since the last time we filmed. I had to go, my Apple Pencil broke and I had to go to Best Buy and have the Geek Squad send me, and they took it away from me, and I had no Apple Pencil for 3 days. It was really terrible, and that's a first world problem if I ever heard one. But I got it back because it was under warranty. But
how do they fix it when it's?
I don't know what happens.
How they fix it.
So like the pencil has like pressure sensitivity. So like you can make, you press harder and it makes thicker lines, and you let up and it makes thin lines. So the pressure sensitivity on my pencil like went out of whack. And I read that it was like an issue with the battery, and they don't just like replace the battery. You just like have to get a new pencil. So because it was less than a year old, they just took it away and gave me a new one.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it was fine. But it was, I mean, like it's funny that I'm like, oh, it was so rough to not have my pencil, but like that I use it for my job. Like drawing my little doodles and stuff and my swear words, that's all done. I do all of that on the iPad.
Yeah.
So that was weird. But yeah, that's like the most exciting thing that has happened to me in the last 2 weeks, because it's winter and it's a pandemic and it's terrible and I don't go anywhere. And it's sad. I can't wait for at least just the weather to so that like, okay, I still can't see my friends and my family, but at least I can go sit outside.
Right. No,
trapped in my house.
I'm working, but the library is closed to the public. We only have like drive-through service or walk-up service. We're going to open back up in a few weeks. But downtown, it's always cold downtown because just the way the buildings are and the lake, like you just get these like the air will just like crush you. So
Devin and I live like a mile from the lake, and we're talking about Lake Erie, you guys. That's one of the big ones. You're right. I mean, yeah, even a mile away, the wind will just like blows. It's crazy. The wind.
Yeah, it'll just blow you around. So, and the thing downtown is the farther away you park, the cheaper it is. So you kind of have to decide like, how much am I willing to pay? So, the one across the street is $20 a day. So,
oh my God,
it's crazy. And then you can go like a 15-20 minute walk is like $5. Yeah. So I got a lot So I'm not doing like the daily thing. I got a lot that I pay monthly for, but it's
Mhm.
like a decent walk. It's kind of over by 9th. So, but the funniest thing is you bundle up and face masks help so much. And like, so the
I've
only thing
heard.
that's out are my eyeballs. So like trudging along.
Yeah.
But
Uh, yeah, I've heard that people are like, there are people who are complaining about having to wear masks because like the Cleveland Metro Parks mandated you have to wear a mask if you go, even though you're outside and socially distanced, you have to wear a mask, and people are complaining about it. And then there's other people who are like, but it's so cozy. Like, why are you
it
mad?
is, it's so warm.
I don't know. I don't hate masks. I don't like it. It would be nice to have the option of not wearing them, but also they're kind of like, it's like a fun accessory, sort of like you get to, like show your style a little
Yes,
bit.
yeah.
And also I don't want to breathe anybody's germs even after the pandemic is over.
No,
So I don't know. I might be wearing one.
I'm really used to it now. I
Yeah.
catch myself watching TV like from like the olden times, and I'll be like, "Oh, these people are packed in a room." Like, just it'll like get in my head for a second, like, "Oh, that was before." Like, why are you all so close?
Yes. Like the parties at Bridgerton or whatever.
Oh, you're like, please back up.
Yeah. 6 feet, people. That happened to me in a book I was reading, and I was like, "Oh, you can't do that. There's too many people there." In a book from the 90s. Uh, Speaking of books, oh, you don't read digitally, do you? Do you read on a
Yeah, yeah. Like,
do you ever so like I read on a Kindle, and the Kindle has where you can like long press on a word and the dictionary definition will pop
mhm.
up. Do you ever find yourself accidentally doing that like on a piece of paper in real life?
Oh my God, that's so funny. I have to say, I don't read regular books anymore because
Mhm.
I have it set up the way I like it, and I love the scroll, and it's like comfortable to me.
Mhm.
And so I don't read regular books anymore, but I would probably do that.
Yeah. Or like the other thing I do is like to like make words big, like to zoom in, not
That's so
like
funny.
on a document or something. Like, I'm old now, I can't see. Let me just zoom it over.
Let me zoom in on that.
It's paper, Christine. I know I'm not the only one, but
No.
Devin likes to pretend that I'm crazy when I
Uh,
admit to doing that, but I know he's done it too. So we like, Sarah and I keep a running document of notes, uh,
or else we would never be
or else,
keep
yeah, we would be
track.
even more scattered than we
Too
already
much
are.
to talk about.
So Sarah's had under our local businesses and news heading, she's got Parapetty candles, and that's been there for a long time. And I want to know about the
It
scandal.
has. And I kept kind of like moving stuff around. But this is a local candle maker. She is amazing. We'll put the link in the notes. Um, and I went to one of her open houses, and her studio is in her basement. And she uses so many like natural scents. So they smell so good. You know, sometimes you smell them and they smell real like fakey, or you
Yeah.
light it and it's just like, this isn't right. These are all just like beautiful. So I like treat myself and get a few every few months, and never disappointed. So
I'm
really
like, oh, let
great.
me smell it. No,
Yeah,
Christine.
gonna zoom in on it. So, but I all of her scents are amazing. But around Christmas I don't get a Christmas tree, so I get like the, you know, white fur and
Mhm.
all those Christmassy scents. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so I really love her. So check her out.
I was just looking at Bath and Body Works candles because I like their candles, but
Mhm.
I get mad when they're full price. Like, I will not
Pay full
buy.
price.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck you, Bath and Body Works. Give me a coupon. So, but maybe instead I will try. Am I saying that right? Parapetty?
Parapet, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think so.
Yeah. I just like, I love candles and I never treat myself. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
do
just
that.
it's a nice thing to have around.
Mhm.
Um, and then another new segment is we're going to share some patterns that, because we can't knit everything we want to because we're working on our stuff.
Yeah.
We were gonna share some patterns that caught our eye, and we're swooning over.
Yes, that's our special topic, is our swoon-worthy new patterns that we've come across lately that you now have to knit so that we can live vicariously through
We can
you.
see. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And this was not hard at all. This was hard to narrow down to 3.
I agree.
And we probably should do this more because this was really fun.
It was.
I am just like, oh, and my iPad, I noticed I had it like, I always have it really dim to read. So I had to like, once I added the brightness up, it's a lot easier to see. So I just realized that. So this sweater is so amazing. So
I love that one. And I just,
oh,
sorry to interrupt, but I just realized I forgot to get pictures of all of mine. So you talk, I'm gonna get my pictures. Sorry, continue.
Great. So this is Once in Floral, and this is by Maxim. It's CYR. Is it Sear? And
sounds good to me.
Flowers are kind of blending out. You can't quite see them as well as you should, but I mean, this is stunning. And if you go on Ravelry, or on his Instagram, you can see all the different color combinations people have done with this, and it is amazing. And I saw he just started a podcast. So I think Needles has already put up that he started a podcast. So he just had an episode come out. He is a really great designer. So that's my first one.
Do another one because I still don't have my. Sorry, guys, I have migraines. Like this is, I'm just doing my best over here.
And then my second one is the bubble tea shawl. This is by Emily O'Brien. Cute. And I met Emily at the Kentucky Fiber Festival. I think it's Kentucky Sheep and Wool in, oh my gosh, it seems so long ago, 2019 in the spring. And this is a 1 skein shawl. And I really, this has been on my queue and I haven't made it yet, but I need to kind of find the right skein for this, but it's super cute.
I love 1 skein shawls.
So somebody knit this so I can see. And my third one is, and actually this was in an Instagram post, and it's just stunning to me. I don't even know. I just love everything about it. Like
there's so much texture.
I know. And it's just like a stunning photo. And as soon as I saw it, I screenshotted it and saved it in Ravelry. But this is Almina by Lisa Hannes. And it's just, I mean, who would not want that?
What kind of yarn is
it's worsted.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm not sure the yardage. But that would make a nice shawl. So those are my 3.
Well, I'm glad that you went for sweaters and shawls because I somehow did only hats. So I pulled them up on Ravelry. So the first one is the Sloop Beanie by Chin Matthews, and he just put this out like the end of last week. It came out on the January 29th. So it's super, super brand new. He's a brand new designer. Oh yeah, I guess I should show you. Oh shit. All right. So it's like there we go. It's like a fisherman's rib, fingering weight knit hat with like a double brim, super cozy. I've never knit anything with in fisherman's rib, so I'm really excited.
No, I haven't either.
Wow. Focus.
It's good. I can see it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he's on Ravelry. He's I just started following him. He's friends with Republica Unicornia
Ooh.
yarns. Yeah, so that's how I heard about him. But yeah, it's a paid pattern. It's fingering weight, fisherman's rib. I'm really excited. I love beanies. I love how fast they are to knit. So that's my first one. And then I found one, a freebie pattern called Pom Pom by Mandy Chen. So it's just like I think it's a worsted. Oh no, it's bulky. It's a bulky weight. Just super simple little hat with a pom pom and a garter stitch.
And it looks like it's not decreased. It's just like pulled together at the top because it has like the.
I'll be honest. I didn't actually look at the pattern.
Yeah, that's cute.
Pictures. But yeah, I think like I like patterns where you can like mix and match colors. And
yeah, I like the color options, like the bright little trim. Yeah. Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it's pulled together at the top.
Yeah, it does. Now that you say that.
Just like make a cowl and sew it up.
Love it. So that's the Pom Pom hat by Mandy Chen. And then the last one, you guys are gonna laugh. It's called Fuck the Exasperation Hat by Pam Gabriel.
On brand. Oh my gosh.
I had to find I was just when I saw it and it just says fuck.
And I was spirit.
Like, yeah, right. I'm like, that's the hat for me. Looks like some people in the projects made cowls out of it too with the same stitch pattern. So that a fuck cowl, that made me laugh. So that's the Exasperation Hat by Pam Gabriel. And that's a free pattern too, in worsted. And she has actually she's got a ton of really cool like different Fair Isle patterns. I don't love Fair Isle. This one's, I don't know. Oh, jeez.
You don't like knitting Fair Isle?
Yeah, exactly. I don't like knitting Fair Isle or like color work because I
like small Fair Isle, or at least all I've done so far is I did a cowl, and that's like you can see the end in sight, but
yeah, I don't mind that. But like the folks who are doing like these crazy elaborate sweaters and stuff,
right?
Like, oh my god, you have to use both hands, and like that's just too much. But anyway, Pam Gabriel has a ton of cool Fair Isle patterns that I think are based on like anime, maybe. This one's she says it's a combination of traditional motifs and Sailor Mercury imagery. I don't know what Sailor Mercury is, but is that like Sailor Moon? You know who will know is Ryan Yarns. He'll tell me what Sailor Mercury is. So yeah, those are some of our favorite new fresh patterns.
So share, we want to, we're always on the lookout, so share with us in the comments what we should be looking at and putting in our queue.
That's our giveaway question. So let's do our giveaway.
Actually, I have our giveaway from last time.
There's a story.
I know. Fuzzzy Green Fibers, Larissa, she rebranded like yesterday. So I'll put a little note in for whoever gets this because they won't be able to find her. But she is now Forest Lane Fiber Company. So she's a local dyer. So if you're not following her, go in and follow Forest Lane Fiber Company. And our winner is JoEllen. So I will contact her and ship this out.
Yay.
So yeah, this week put in the comments some patterns that we need to know. And this week is cornbread and honey.
Ooh, look at that texture.
Yeah. So it's a fingering weight. It's slub.
I have never knit with slub yarn.
I haven't either. And it's why I picked it off her site, just because it's like a little different.
Cool.
And I love the colors. So superwash, 90% merino, 10% nylon, 438 yards. And this is Very Berry Vibe. And Tanya, I met her at the Kentucky Fiber festival as well. She was in the booth next to mine.
Oh, nice.
So that was my second big fiber show, and she was so nice to me, and we have been yarn buddies ever since.
She's been around a long time because
Yeah,
I
she has
remember
big
years
following.
ago, I bought, so like my knitting guild, I've been in a knitting guild like since 2015, the North Coast Knitting Guild.
I just joined last year.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
cool. Well, so used to be every like April or something, we would have like a bunch of local vendors come in. We call it vendors night, and a bunch of local artists and vendors and yarn dyers and whatever would come and set up in the community center, and then we, like, members would have a super secret exclusive shopping experience with all these like local folks. Yeah, it was really fun. So years ago I bought some yarn from Cornbread and Honey. So that was probably like 2015 or 16. So, and now, holy crap, it's 2021. Where does it go? The time.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, that's a really pretty colorway, and I want it. But we're going to give it to you guys. So we are going to ask that you please subscribe and leave a comment. And we will be checking because we figured out how to do that. So those are the requirements. You have to please subscribe to our podcast and then leave a comment letting us know what new patterns you're making, what new designers you're into. We want to know. Give us some fresh fiber stuff.
All right, so guess what I got in the mail?
Yay!
Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So I kept it on its little backing, but I'm gonna put it on one of my knitting bags.
Cool. Yeah.
So,
Sarah's talking about my enamel pins. Fuck off, I'm knitting. Also I have fuck off, I'm crocheting, you guys, for my crochet friends. I didn't forget about you. I still have a couple of these left. These turned out so great.
They're really nice.
I mean, not even because like, I'm like, look at my awesome design that I made. Not even because of that. Like I used wizard pins and the quality like blew my mind. Really nice. I was so happy. Yeah, I used a different company to produce these, which these are also like, they turned out all right, but the quality just didn't, like, they're not as thick, it's not as shiny. Like, I mean, it's like fine, but the wizard pins ones turned out really awesome. So yeah, if you guys want rude pins, I have some left in my Etsy shop. Yay. Oh, and also, I mean, you brought it up, so now I'm going to talk about it, but the pin club that I premiered in our last episode, the Kick-Ass Pin Club on my Patreon. We started, oh crap, I didn't get a pin. The February is over. We've done February already. This is the Peace Pom pin. It's a pomegranate because I decided that 2021 is the year of the pomegranate.
And peace.
And peace. So the February pins are going to go out, guys. If you subscribe, those are going to go out next week. And we're already starting to plan for the March pin. I'm really excited.
Saw the little quiz to choose what they were, so I put in my input.
I have some pictures. So yeah, if you guys want to get in on the March pin action, here's some of the options that I put together. There's a daffodil, which I haven't shown anybody that. Surprise, Sarah gets to see it first. I drew a daffodil, somebody suggested, and then an artichoke flower, which I didn't even know that artichokes made flowers. A little sparrow, a little house sparrow. I really love watching the birds in my yard, and so I've been drawing. I have a bunch of bird drawings. I think I'm going to turn them into green cards, or I don't know what I'm going to do with them, because it seems like everybody really likes the waffle pin. Yeah, so that's probably going to be the one that you guys go with. So, and then I want to see if I need to post it. Maybe tomorrow I'll post I put syrup on it, and I would love to put some swear words or something rude on it because that just makes me laugh. It'll either be plain waffles or it'll have some swears on it. But if you want to get in on the March pin and help decide, got to subscribe by, oh my God, what month is it? It's February. February 28th is the cutoff to get the March pin. So that's Pin Club news. That's all I got.
I have a new base, which I'm pumped about. So this is Quirky Surrey.
Ooh.
So alpaca silk. And it is so fluffy. I put one on my Instagram that's in a ball already so you can see, but it is so fluffy.
Oh my goodness.
So I only have this color right now because I didn't get a lot because I just didn't happen that way, but I will have more up in the shop soon. But for now, this is Be My Lover. And I balled one up to do a hat. I'm going to hold it along with a fingering weight. And I found it's weird. It's a top down hat, which seems a little bizarre to me, but it had this really big like cuff. So keep my ears warm. So that's my next project. So nice. You need some fluffy goodness.
It reminds me of like cotton candy, but dark with the pink and the blue.
Yeah, it really is. And I put some in, I send monthly colors to yarn shops, and I did one that was really like cotton candy. It had like almost like neon splashes. So when you knit it, you'll just get these little like pops of color as you go along. So I can't wait it's really fun to dye.
That's cool.
That. And then I've been doing some TikToks and Reels lately and talking more about process. And if you scroll back, I do some time-lapse kind of things now so you can see how we dye, and just loved how this color came out. So wanted to share it. And is there a time-lapse of this one? I think I just talk about this one, but this is Spirited.
Are you talking about on your Instagram? You've got time-lapse videos?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have this exact one, but when you look at the time lapses, this is kind of the technique I'm using now, which is you putting the dry dye powder down, and that way if you get more like areas, it doesn't become as like muddy.
Okay.
So it's crazy. This probably has like 15 to 20 colors on it.
That's awesome.
They just turned out so stunning. And so this is on the MCN DK weight. And it's called Spirited. And so I'm just like, sometimes, people ask like, oh, how's that going to turn out? So now I'm kind of like showing the whole process, but
cool.
Oh yeah, I really am proud of these.
I love those like jewel tones.
Yeah. And then I was trying to think, I was talking about this somewhere else. I think for the last Virtue Wool, there's so many colors that go on those. So we're trying to think of like maybe like 15 color skeins or like something in the future, like just having like a little section where it was like, these all have 15 colors and be different ones, something like that, just because it's crazy how many colors you can get on there. But I have a third colorway to share, which is Saltwater. And this is on the Fury single base. So lots of blues, a little bit of purple. So that's on the site too.
Cool.
So those are all my new ones.
New yarn. I love it.
And besides Pin Club, what else are you working on?
I just had last week a really big shop update. I finally, back in December, I placed a huge sticker order for these like 3-inch vinyl stickers, and they finally came like 2 weeks ago because the poor post office is so overwhelmed still. I feel like things are starting to
hopefully
like regulate a little bit. Stuff's not taking forever anymore. But anyway, so I have all these stickers, and they all have matching mugs now too. So like, what do I have? I have this. I'm a quitter. It's a blue ribbon for all my ADHD friends who love to start shit and never finish it. And then I made a squirrel, an ADHD as fuck squirrel.
She's so cute.
ADHD awareness. What else? I have I restocked everybody's favorite fuck off I'm knitting and fuck off I'm crocheting. This is actually a slightly different design because than the original stickers. This is with my own hand-drawn font.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that matches the pins. And then I have fuck off I'm stitching for my embroidery and cross stitch friends. And then it's just some silly ones for fuck's steak. This one makes me laugh every single time. And then the choke on it, banana. For I just like want to anonymously send one of these to my old boss at the doctor's office, who was a tool. And then I have one of little Bindi, my little asshole Frenchie dog, and it says Ted Bundy also had a cute face because she's a sociopath who cares only for herself. And then the last one, this one is like the most popular sticker that I have. It's the teapot that says "Pinkies up, bitches. It's fucking fancy time."
Nice.
People like bought this in bulk. Somebody bought 6 of them to give to her. She like meets with back in the olden times, she would meet with like 6 friends to like have tea and knit and whatever. So she bought those for her tea friends, and that just warmed my little heart. So I have that. I've got all those stickers and some new mugs. And then I don't know if it's like migraines or whatever, but I feel like I hit a wall with designing, and I'm like, I don't know what I want to do next. I want to make greeting cards, so I think that would be really fun eventually. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know where it's gonna go.
So do you want to see what I'm knitting?
Yes, please.
Oh my gosh. So my big fatty cowl.
Woohoo!
Oh my gosh. I had messaged you because I'm like, I got to a certain point and I was twisting it, and I don't think it was long enough. So I'm adding more to it.
Okay.
So I am still I have a few kind of orphan skeins mixed in, so I'm alternating every other row so it kind of blends into one color.
Nice.
But this you can see it kind of changes a little bit. So it's a little bit of Glamma Ray and a few Baby Loves mixed together.
Nice.
So they're kind of like these extra skeins that I had.
That'll
so it's turning out super cute. So I think it is almost long enough to where like I can twist it and put it around.
Yep.
But I'm holding 2 of the bulky together. So it is so squishy and cozy.
That's my pattern, you guys.
I know. And
it's free.
Oh my gosh. And look at this I-cord. I mean,
I'm obsessed with I-cord. I want to put it on everything.
I love it so much. Oh. So, and I did my ends as I went. So all I have to do is like finish it off. So that's almost done.
Cool.
Yeah. And then cast on a hat. So I have from Lava Lake, I have leftovers. So I was trying to find things to do with my leftovers. So I have the middle color was one of my favorites. It was Dragon Bite. And so it was so funny because one of the needles at the Ready guys is knitting this too. And this is Barley Light by Tin Can Knits. Oh yeah, he was so excited to knit that with your yarn. I know. I was like, it was so funny. So it's really nice. It just has like one little like garter area, and then but it's really fun. You don't have to look at anything. So I need to do this up to like 6.5 inches, I think, and then start decreasing.
Nice. That's a pretty color.
Yeah, it is. So now I actually found, I think Ryan might have been knitting it. It's like a bubble kind of pattern. And I think with the other leftover Lavalate colors, I'm going to do like a fading, like, so like you do 2 rows of one color bubble. And then, so I think with that was 5 colors. So I've got 4 colors left, but I think I want to do that with the other scraps. And then my songbird shawl, which I got a little chunk more done. And this is, I don't remember this one. Shannon Cook. So I guess I've made more progress on that.
Pretty.
So the stitches are so beautiful.
Is that the one where you have to like go in the stitch beneath and like wrap?
Yeah. So this this is the, see, I did a bigger area. This last one, actually what I'm working on now. So you can see it's like a kind of funny stitch. So yeah, you push it through the second and the third stitch and then like pull it through and then knit through the back of both of those.
That hurts my brain.
It's a little weird. So but now that I've got it,
it's so amazing, like the way people figure out different like stitch patterns and stuff, and like crochet too. Like both knitting and crochet is just pulling loops of yarn through other loops of yarn, and like the way people figure out to like where to stick your hook and how many loops to pull and like whatever, and it just makes all these different textures. So interesting.
Yeah, you're pretty much, I took a class once and she said you're pretty much making fabric, which I never really thought of it that way, but you know, the combination of the thickness of the yarn and the needle size, you're deciding like what kind of fabric you want to make. So those are mine.
I've been really into like crochet all of a sudden. Like I learned how to crochet first a million years ago. I took a class with my mommy at the community center. So I learned how to crochet first. And then like a couple years later, I discovered knitting, and I barely crochet anymore. But all of a sudden, like I keep seeing all these awesome projects on Instagram and stuff. I'm like, I want to crochet. So when I was looking for cool new patterns for today's episode, I came across this really pretty, oh shit, I didn't get a picture of this one either, but it's a matching hat and cowl set. And I was so excited about it. I bought the pattern immediately and I started the cowl. So it's just like a simple in the round cowl. It's called Miette Springs Cowl by Canoe Mountain Designs. And it's just like, it's super simple. Like I was saying, like there's so many different things you can, like ways to stick your hook in the yarn and pull it through and whatever. And this is just, it's double crochets and half double crochet. Do you crochet, Sarah? Do you know how to?
I can do like, I've done like rugs and baskets. So okay. I can do like circles. I haven't gotten past that.
But yeah, the cowl comes in 2 sizes. I'm making the big one, and in my head, so I started this last week and I'm like, oh, I'll just like crochet it really fast and then I'll have a finished object to share on our episode. But no, that's not how things work. But I want to make the hat too. I'm making mine out of, it's Lion Brand Heartland yarn. This is, I think, an extinct colorway that I got years ago, and I was going to make a baby blanket with it, but then it didn't have a baby. So I pulled it apart and now I'm making something for myself. So I've been working on that. And then I also this week started, this is a new pattern for me, or it will be in 7 years when I finally finish it. It's a waffle stitch. It's going to be a striped waffle stitch afghan. So just like really simple, with like really thick stripes of this super squishy I don't know if my camera will show, but it's like
Yeah, you can see.
real squishy fabric. I'm
Was this
excited.
the one you had laid out on the rug when you were trying to figure out how long you wanted the Afghan?
Yes. So as a good little designer who learned her lesson about checking gauge before casting on, I knit a swatch, I blocked it, I measured my gauge, I calculated how much yarn I was going to need for each size of the blanket, and then I figured out how many balls of yarn I was going to need per stripe. And I'm like, wow, look at me, I did all this math, and I'm following the rules. And then I go and I like start crocheting it, and it's like 15 inches bigger than it's supposed to be. And I was so mad. I'm like, gauge isn't real. Why did I take all the time to do that when nothing ever works out? Then what I had measured that was way too big was like only the first 2 inches of the bottom of the blanket. But once you get into the squishy waffle print, it like sucks it like everything like sucked together. So like when I measure this blanket now,
Gotcha.
it's exactly, well, not exactly, but it's like way closer to what it's supposed to be. And last night, so I like measured, I was telling Devin, I was like the amount of yarn that I estimated per stripe is spot on. Like I was like, okay, I think I'm going to need 2.9 skeins per stripe. And that's exactly what I ended up using, just under 3 skeins of yarn. So I don't know, maybe gauge is real and the expert knitters know what they're talking about.
So are the stripes like that, like wide like that? Like
yeah.
Each color is going to be like,
yeah.
So like the next color.
Yep. And then there will be like 8 inches of purple and then 8 inches of pink and red. Yeah. Because I like color blocking. I love stripy Afghans, but I don't want to weave in the ends. Like,
oh my gosh, that's a lot.
Yeah. I already did that for my Paramellowgram wrap. There was so many ends on this one. And even this like is color blocked. It's not even striped. So this is I guess a finished object, but pattern testers are done testing. I was gonna start putting together the final pattern draft of this past week, but then my face and my brain all hurt, so
exploded.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet, but this week. So in our next episode, which will be on Friday, February 19th, that's the pattern release day for the Paramellowgram wrap. It's only been like 9 months in the making. So you'll finally be able to knit this. And we're going to do a special giveaway that day. I'm going to give away a pattern. We might have some yarn to give away, a kit to make this. I don't know. We don't listen, we haven't planned that far out yet, but it's going to be great. So Paramellowgram wrap.
Yay.
That's all my objects and projects, my whips and my foes.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. What is next? We did our giveaway.
I think we did it all.
Books.
Oh my gosh.
You almost forgot about books.
I really almost did. I'm like, we talked about everything.
We got a lot to talk about in books.
Oh my gosh, especially because 2 of them we've both read.
Yes. I've been I felt like I was in a terrible reading slump.
I saw that you put like last week, I saw like reading slump. I was like, oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, like you can like never, like you keep trying. I don't know. I abandon books all the time. Like I'll start stuff and I'm like, I'll get 3 pages in. I'm like, I hate this, and I'll abandon it.
Oh my gosh. And you saved me because you showed me how in Goodreads to make a shelf that is like abandoned or did not finish, or because I do that all the time and then I don't want to pick it back up in a year. Right. And it happens to me with a lot of like YA, like fantasy. It's just not right, and it's not for me. And like there's something that people like love, and I'm like, nope, this doesn't. So it's great because I can do like a few chapters and be like, nope. So now I have a little collection on those shelves, which is great.
So if you guys are on Goodreads, you can make a special exclusive shelf. So, you have like your currently reading, read, and books you want to read or whatever. Yeah. You can make a fourth shelf. Sarah and I both made one that's called, like, mine's called Abandoned, and it's, you can list it. You can list your books that, like, you tried and failed, and they just weren't for you. So I have a huge abandoned shelf. So yeah, I felt like I was in a slump. I was just abandoning books left and right. But then all of a sudden this past week, I read like 4 books this week or something. It's like crazy. So I'm out of my slump.
Oh my gosh.
But we both read The Silent Patient.
Oh my gosh. And did you do it on audio?
Yeah.
Okay.
The audio was excellent.
It was so good.
So the book is about well, you give us a synopsis since you
yeah. So I have like a longer one, but I don't want to read it. But pretty much there's a murder, and oh my gosh, it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
There's a murder, and wife and husband are in the house, and the husband's dead, and she won't speak after that. It's really mysterious.
She shoots him 5 times in the face.
Well, yeah, she's the only one there.
And then goes silent.
It's really, really graphic and horrific, and they can't figure out what happened besides she shot him, and it was just really, really violent. She's in a psych ward and hasn't spoken since, and she gets a new psychotherapist. So it's from the point of view of the psychotherapist she's kind of notorious, so he wants to meet her. She was kind of a famous painter before this. So he's, heard of her. He wants to meet her. He thinks he can help her. And he had like a tough childhood, and he thinks, he knows like damaged people. So it's from his point of view. And then also parts of her diary. So you kind of get to know her in like before times, and then all comes up to like a big finish.
I really want to talk about there's my girl.
There's Phyllis. What is she doing on?
Her face. Her lips. Maybe that's just her big tongue. I want to talk about the ending, but I don't want to spoil it. So like, you and me, Sarah, will have to do that off camera.
Yeah. We'll talk about it off screen, or maybe in a few episodes we'll revisit it. And
yeah.
It was. I definitely finished it in 2 or 3 days. Easy.
Yeah. Same. The audio was so cool because they had 2 voice actors doing, like, there was one voicing the character of Alicia, who is the painter murderess in the psych ward. There was an actress reading her diary, and then there was a dude reading the parts that were like narrated by the psychotherapist who was trying to help her. And so if you're interested if you like books with unreliable narrators, this book has 2 of them. So yeah.
And there's a little thing with the author after the book, and he worked in a psych ward for a little while. Like a teen psych ward. So he said,
interesting. I didn't listen to that.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting.
Cool. Yeah. So that was really good. The ending was like, felt kind of familiar to me. And I was like, did I read this before? But I don't think I did, because it just came out in 2019. But it sort of reminded me of, have you read Gone Girl?
I haven't.
Oh my God, Sarah,
the only one.
And the audio on that is really good too. Devin and I listened to it.
Okay.
And I know there was like a movie or something too. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. No, I completely missed it.
Yeah. Well, that's another one with an unreliable narrator. And you're like, what is going on here? That's a good book. Read Gone Girl if you like that sort of like psychological thriller.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, we both read that. What was the other one we both read?
Let me scroll. Superior Death.
Yeah. Oh, because this is one by Nevada Bar that I can't stop talking.
I figured if you read
reading.
like 7 of them, I need to read one. So I did this on audio, which I did not love the audio narration.
Yeah.
She was like, had an older raspy voice. So, you know, she's supposed to be like in her 40s and it didn't sound like that.
Yeah.
But
I don't like that audio reader either.
I see what you like about this. And it's funny, like the whole time you're thinking she's on the Great Lakes and is like a ranger and, you know, patrolling, and you're like, why did I not get a job where I can be outdoors? Like, it sounds so great, of course, except for the murder and all that. But
yeah, the murder in that book is so interesting.
Oh my gosh. So it doesn't give anything away because it happens early, but they find a body down on a shipwreck that is not part of the original shipwreck. It's like a new fresh corpse and they can't figure it out. So
and he's dressed in like an old-timey captain's uniform.
Clothes too. So they killed him and like dressed him up. It's crazy. So and I'm claustrophobic. I mean, this dive, so they go down, they dive. She's not a super great diver, but she can. So she was a little nervous, but she went down with the team to get the corpse and bring it up. And that scene, I'm like, this is not me. Leave me up on the boat. Thank you very much. And there's another diving scene later in the book where I was texting you like, oh, please save me because this is scary. So yeah.
My favorite of Nevada Bar's books, I think it's book number 5. And I don't remember what it's called, but it's like set in a cave system, like in New Mexico. And she's got to the same thing. There's like a body recovery and she's got to go spelunking because someone dies like in, 7 miles underground or whatever. And they've got to like go in and get it and bring this body out. And she's like squeezing through tiny holes in the rocks. And like that, I was like legitimately having anxiety. Like, I don't think I'm claustrophobic. I don't know, but I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. Reading it before bed, I was getting so tense. But it's like that was my favorite book, like, and maybe because it gave me such strong emotional reactions. But yeah, that one was really good. But yeah, that, like I have said, here's a cat. Those books are like, each book is set in a different U.S. national park. And like when I started the series, I was like, how many like books about murders in forests? Like, how is that going to hold my attention? But every single book is so different. Like the first one is in the desert, and the second one that Sarah just read is like in Michigan. In Michigan, in Lake Superior. So it's like water based. And then I think the one after that is set in like during a forest fire in California. So it's like all about fire and burning and firefighting and all that stuff. And then there's one in the cave, the cliff dwellings in New Mexico, the Native American, I don't think it's Navajo. I can't remember. And then there's the one in the caves, and there's one, I think the last one I just read was set at the Statue of Liberty National Park, which I didn't even realize that was a national park. Yeah. And so it was like an urban park with a murder, and so good. So yeah, that series, good stuff. I'm glad you liked it.
Well, and it's funny because when we started, I was like, I only read romance and YA and fantasy, and I'm like, and I really don't. I think that was just like the phase I was in. But man, these both were really great.
Yeah. Do you think you'll read more of them?
Say it again.
Do you think you'll read more of them?
I'm gonna do the cave one, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
So I have like a softer option, which look at the retro cover I found. And my mom used to watch this and like love it and read it, and I never did. And I started watching the new show. You can't get the old one, which is annoying.
Try Hoopla.
Oh, I actually will. It's one of those, I think you can only get it with a Brit box subscription.
Oh,
like, come on.
Hoopla
but I will try Hoopla.
Yeah, Hoopla has a ton of those like British.
Okay. No, I'll try that.
Shows.
Oh my gosh. Like, you just can't like he's a vet in Yorkshire in the 1930s. And it's fascinating about veterinary care for like large animals. So like starts off, when you are given like birthing like calves, and they're like breech, or you're like laying on the ground in the freezing winter with your arm in a cow. I mean, it is like yeah. So pretty much like he couldn't get this calf turned, and the farmer's like, so like, is that it? Like, we're gonna lose the cow and the calf. And he's like, he doesn't want to give up because he's still an apprentice. And so he gets like a rope and catches it like on the calf's mouth, and they pull it and twist it around the right way so he can get his like legs out. It's just all of the stories are just really interesting and beautiful and sad. And
they're like, I think I listened to part of like, I know I started it on audio, but I don't think I ever finished it. It was like very heartwarming and like just sort of like,
it is.
He's got a bunch, there's like a whole series of his books just based on his experiences as a veterinarian.
Yeah. So just, yeah, very charming.
Yeah.
So loved.
That's like on the level of like Anne of Green Gables, or like the Guernsey Literary Potato Peel Pie Society, where it's just like nothing bad happens, and like it's just sort of sweet and wholesome.
Oh, and
comfort read.
Speaking of comfort read, but with a little spice, Lisa Kleypas, Married by Morning.
Mm-hmm.
So this is if you're, into Bridgerton, this is another very similar series with a bunch of siblings. I love it. And I'd read some of the other ones before. I read the sisters one, which is Poppy, and I liked that one. This one is it. This is the oldest brother who's kind of gruff, and
my favorite.
He hires a governess to bring out the younger sisters in society. And she's very demure and quiet and like petite and blonde, and has this like secret past and is so quiet. And they always like butt heads, and just there's always like in the other books about the other characters, they're always like, snapping at each other. Mm. And this is their story, and a lot of like her demons come out, and like it's fantastic.
Yeah. I don't think I've read any Lisa Kleypas.
And the best thing, the youngest daughter is she's probably like 16 or 18. She is really into animals, so there's like she rescues all these animals. So in this one, in a lot of them, there's a ferret that like runs around and causes trouble. So and she's the one, she doesn't really, she pretends like she doesn't like him, but she's his favorite. It's almost like a cat where it knows like who doesn't want you on their lap. So comes around, and
ferret
is always around for her, which is so cute.
I always wanted a ferret. I always wanted one of everything, as I still want one of everything.
One of everything.
Yeah. What did I read? Oh, real quick. I'm starting soon. Next week is that true crime book that I think I'm the only one who's excited about it. No, I don't think anyone else is like, yeah, I'm going to read the torso murder book with you, Christine. So maybe it's just me and I'll be the only one, but that's fine. But that, if on the off chance you were interested, the book is Eliot Ness and the Mad Butcher, by Max Allen Collins. And that's the Zoom through the Heights Libraries is next Tuesday, February 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be there. Our friend Amia, who's hosting, she'll be there. I don't know who else will be there. It'd be cool if somebody else came, but like whatever, you guys, it's fine. I also read I finished it yesterday, The Queen's Gambit, which is apparently a show like just this past year, which I'd heard about it, but I don't watch a ton of TV, so I didn't it wasn't really on my radar. But this book just came up in my like I was searching on the Libby library app and this cover, I was like, oh, I'm intrigued by this old timey like 50s looking outfit and hair or whatever. Like, I love history. So I was like, I'll read it. I don't give a shit about chess, but this book was
Makes you care
fascinating.
about chess.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm like, what? And like, what's crazy about this book is that like, so, okay, backstory. This little girl is an orphan and she learns how to play chess like in the basement with the janitor of the orphanage. And spoiler alert, she's like a chess prodigy. And so then she like goes on to like compete in all kinds of world chess champions and whatever. But she's also addicted to pills and an alcoholic. So it's like all this like mental health, psychological stuff that she's got to deal with too. And also like her adventures learning chess and competing and whatever. But the most interesting thing about this book, I think, was like in a TV show, they can sort of show the board and show the characters moving pieces and like create that tension with music and, camera angles or whatever. But like the author of this book only had words to like describe the pieces. And for someone who doesn't, like, I know how to play chess. I'm not good at it. I've played it a handful of times with Devin. But like this book made it so interesting. Like just like hearing her thoughts of like trying to decide which piece to pick up and move. And, the tension of like, is this the right move? Is it gonna, stump her opponent and whatever. So like that was really interesting to read his descriptions of the chess games and the tension of the games. And I keep saying tension, but it was very tense.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm a bad librarian and watched the show and didn't read the book. So
Naughty.
I know, but it was really good. Fantastic like cast, costumes, and same with like the tension and the
yeah. Devin watched it, I guess probably when it came out. He watched the show because he'll watch a lot of stuff without me. And when I found out that I just read the book and he had watched the show already like 6 months ago, I was like, what the hell? Why didn't you wait for me? So I don't know, maybe we'll watch it together again. But yeah, those couple of books, The Silent Patient and The Queen's Gambit, like got me out of my reading slump. I think I read both of those in a day or two. So
and starting Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Oh yeah, and I started that yesterday. Well, Red, White, and Royal Blue. I started that reading it with my eyes on my Kindle like months ago, and I read probably half of it and then paused to go like read something else, and then I never picked it up again. So I started the audio yesterday, and it is fucking hilarious. That book,
I just downloaded it, so I'm starting it tomorrow.
Oh my God, I have found myself like just cackling, listening to it alone in my house, laughing my ass off because it's so funny. And like the romance, it's a gay romance, and the romance is really good.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, you'll love it. You like romance, so yeah. Although both of us, we usually read historical romance, and so
contemporary.
Yeah, Red, White, and Royal Blue is a contemporary romance between the fictional first son. So his mom, Ellen, is the president of the United States. He's the first son, and who accidentally falls in love with the fictional Prince of England. No, Wales. Yeah. And so there's like very much tension because this like I don't know, PR, like they're like, well, like we can't, like I can't remember the kid, Alex, the first son. He's like, well, I can't be in a gay relationship with anybody. That's going to ruin my mom's career. Like, all this stuff. So there's like all this like tension about sexuality and gender roles and politics, which I don't care about politics either, but like, it's really interesting. So yesterday I was just laughing because the book is set in 2020, but it was written like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's set in 2020. So they're like talking about, hopping on a plane and traveling.
Nope.
Yeah, traveling to England in August of 2020. I'm like, no, you're not. That's not how it happened.
Hate to
Alternate
tell you.
history. Yeah. Oh God. I'm so sick of the pandemic, you guys. I know everyone is, but it's just I can't wait to be vaccinated. I can't wait till we're all vaccinated. Get your vaccines. Please get vaccinated when you can. Anyway. Now I think we did everything.
I think we did.
Shit, there was something I meant to write it down to add on at the end. Something I wanted to say or do or like, fuck, I don't remember.
We'll do it next time.
Yeah. Did it? No, I don't know what it was. Well, anyway, do you have anything else, Sarah? Anything else?
Nope, nothing.
Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out, you guys.
Yeah.
Remember, subscribe and like and comment for a giveaway. Find us on Instagram at Yarn Hellions. We don't have a website. I don't know. I'm babbling. I'm tired. My face hurts. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.
Bye.